Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video we will see how to draw glass objects with pencils. Drawing glass objects with pencils can be very challenging, but it's very rewarding to see the end result. In this video we will see how to draw glass and why it is tough and how light behaves on glass. First we will place the object and then we will start with the outline. Glass edges are usually soft, not harsh, so use a hard pencil like H or 2H to sketch the basic form lightly. Keep outlines minimal because real glass rarely has visible lines. It's defined more by light and shadows and highlights. The next step is to identify the light source. Before shading, decide where the light is coming from. Is there one light source or multiple light sources? This all factors will affect the reflections and the highlights. In my setup, I am drawing this in the natural light and I am also using a ring light. Before start drawing, observe the object. We usually assume that glass is transparent or translucent, but when you observe carefully, you can see some shapes inside the glass. Glass bends and distorts the light, and this will cause some irregular shapes inside the glass. And there are also some curved reflections and there are some shadow shapes inside the objects. These interior shapes are very crucial because we always think the outline of the glass object and sometimes we might miss the inside of the object. Our next step is to establish the darkest areas, that is to find the shadows or the thick edges, and we will use a softer pencil to draw the shadow parts. To smooth out the graphite, I am using a sponge brush which is very similar to an eyeshadow applicator. You can use any smudging tool of your choice. I personally like this, so I am using this. You can also use a cotton swab or any blending tool. Even though glass is transparent, you will still find some dark edges, cast shadows, thick rim shadows. So use a softer pencil like 2B, 4B or 6B. Next we will concentrate on drawing the backgrounds because the glass objects gives reflection, refraction and also it gives the shadow. So all these elements can be viewed only on the background. So these elements in the background will give you the realistic image of the glass. The glass objects are tough to draw because the transparency in the glass is an illusion. We are not drawing the glass itself, we are actually drawing how the light interacts with it. As we already discussed, I am mentioning about the reflection, refraction, distortion, highlights and the shadows, and all these elements together will give you the real image of the glass. And most of us will rely on outlines, but glass needs edges made of tonal changes and not lines. So there is no strong outline for drawing glass. So this also makes it difficult to draw it. And also one more thing to be noted is glass has very bright highlights and fairly dark shadows right next to each other. So balancing them is a bit tricky. Now we can discuss about how glass interacts with light. Mainly it interacts with the light in three major ways, with reflection, refraction and internal reflections. So as of reflection, glass acts like a curved mirror, so bright white highlights occur on the surface. These highlights are sharp and defined. More polished glass means brighter and sharper reflection. The glass object I am using in this video is not very polished. It is a glass, but it is very thick, so it has reflection but not too much of highlights. Next is the refraction. The light bends as it passes through the glass, and this is called as the refraction, which means the objects seen through the glass appear distorted. But for this video setup, I have placed the glass in front of a wall, so there is no much of distortion happening, but still we can see how the shadows inside in the middle part of the glass is broken and it is stretched. And also the glass object I'm using is a bit thick, so the thickness of the glass changes how much distortion you will see. And for this video setup, I have placed the glass object on a black table. So for that purpose, I'm using medium charcoal block to add the contrast to match with my table. You can actually achieve the same contrast by using a softer pencil like 6B or 8B for the darkest areas. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the internal reflections now. So the light bounces around inside transparent objects. Okay, so this causes multiple layers of light and dark areas inside the object. So this abstract shapes within the glass is very important. If we miss these tiny details, then the realistic look of the glass will be missed. And that's why we see lines inside the glass that don't exist in reality. It's just the path of the light. And how cool is to draw that, right? And I'm using eraser and white gel pen to add the crisp highlights to the reflection of the glass on the outside. So we are at the end of the video. So let's summarize the quick tips for realistic glass drawing. First, keep your values, that is the light and the dark tones, clean and controlled. Next, avoid smudging too much because glass needs crisp transitions. Then use an eraser as a drawing tool to create highlights. For more crispier highlights, you can use a white gel pen. And the most important final tip is, look more at the reference than your drawing because glass is unpredictable. To draw realistic drawings, the first step is to observe what you are about to draw. Because 80% of your drawing is how you see it and the remaining 20% is how you draw it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Happy drawing guys. See you soon in the next video. Thank you.